start edging your Havoc. The Havoc has a pretty long charge up, and pre-revving it might end up with some mistimed shots, but you can actually cut down on how long your pre-rev will take by spamming the shooting button and, well, you know, edging the Havoc. This lets it go off so much sooner after you see your target, and it's guaranteed to call you back. By climbing or kicking against a wall by the end of a larger fall, you can actually stop yourself from getting affected by fall stun. If you have a downed teammate holding a door, there's actually a way to guarantee that you start reviving the teammate instead of opening the door, which would get you both killed. All you need to do is hold the interact key as you approach the door and your teammate. When you get close enough, your character will start to interact with the closest thing that is on your screen, which obviously will be your downed teammate. If you aren't sure whether your guns are reloaded or not, instead of switching the guns and wasting precious time, you can open your inventory and see the values yourself. Though this obviously requires the super advanced knowledge of how much ammo you have in a full magazine, so this one might not apply to all of you guys. Although smokes and other visual effects do a great job of blocking the sights of enemies in normal circumstances, you are still able to see enemies if they step in front of certain items such as a death box, or pingable items such as a care package or even a door. If the enemies stand in front of the edge of the ring, their outline will also be visible through the smoke, so yeah, maybe that one guy wasn't actually cheating. Lifeline's stock heal drone can actually be attached to tridents to heal while you are rotating, which is perfect for rotating once you are in the zone. While in the void, Wraith's weapons will automatically reload if she has a level 4 magazine equipped. Ballistic's Tactical Whistler does not overheat a user who shoots with ability-based weapons such as Rampart's Sheila or Vantage's Sniper's Mark. I learned this one the hard way. In addition to spotting and highlighting enemies, Crypto's drone can scan enemies through windows, allowing you to place it right outside of a building and giving you and your team information on the enemy's whereabouts before pushing in while not giving the team inside a chance to break the drone. This is especially useful for the one guy who still plays Crypto. You can gain a little bit more of a distance when climbing by adding a side strafe input to the left or to the right before you finish the climbing animation and your character is about to push themselves up one final time. There's no need to panic. Grenades will warn you and display a marker on your screen when they are 11 meters away, but grenades only start dealing damage to you once you are 9 meters away. Lifeline's care packages, while slightly random, do have some order to what items they do drop. All the attachments and gear will be upgraded to what Lifeline and her team currently has, and you will get specific items depending on what slot you're looking at. The first slot, which is the right slot relative to where the care package was called from, contains Evo shields, helmets or knockdown shields. The second slot, or the left slot, contains shield cells, batteries, syringes, medkits, mobile respawn beacons, heat shields, and phoenix kits. And the third slot contains weapon attachments. Memorizing where exactly these spots are is a perfect way to ensure that you can steal the armor from the care package every single time. Some doors have gaps on the bottom or the bottom corners which you can roll grenades through to hit the enemy on the other side. You can tell whether it will roll through when holding a grenade in your hand and checking the reticle. It will go through if it doesn't show the round impact marker. If hit by an arc star, Gibraltar's gun shield acts as a complete Chad and it just doesn't let them stick. Instead, it makes the arc star drop down on the floor. While Loba's ultimate generally has a limit of 2 items per user, you can actually get the position of any item within its range by opening the black market. Pinging the item that you want, stepping away from the black market, and holding the ping button will display a small line from your black market all the way to the item's physical location. And I'm sure a lot of Lobas rejoice upon hearing this, because this gives them the perfect excuse to keep looting for the entire game. If an enemy starts punching you out and you want to gain some distance away from them, just hold crouch. This will cause you to slide backwards and run away like the coward that you are. Mirage's decoys have 45 HP. Fuse's Grenadier passive that allows you to throw grenades much farther can actually be toggled off by pressing the secondary interact key. If you drop one of your guns while crafting ammo, it will only craft the ammo for the one gun that you have equipped, which saves you half the crafting materials that would go to waste otherwise. Which is perfect if you are trying to optimize your crafting materials or if you're just a stingy bastard. One way you can kick a door open without risking immediate dying is kicking the door twice and then immediately jumping and holding a side strafe after you break the door. This lets your character get out of the way without standing still and taking a face full of damage from the enemy who was clearly waiting for you. If you need to use a medkit in zone 1 or 2, the best timing to do so is when the health bar is right under the armor bar. This gives you the most health for the least amount of medkits and allows you to rotate safely into zone. Watson's ultimate, the defensive pylon, will destroy the mini clusters that normally would deal damage if you were hit by Fuse's knuckle cluster. Placing a dome will block the line of sight for abilities such as Watson's fences or Crypto's Neuralink passive. If you're playing the very edge of the zone and you aren't sure whether the position you are in is actually in the zone or not, pay attention to the circle in your minimap. If the circle is flashing, that means that your current spot won't be in the zone in the next ring, and if the circle is a static white, that means you're safe. Caustic's ultimate, the Nox gas grenade, will have its gas travel away from where the grenade landed. If you cut the line of sight from where the grenade landed using an ability like Gibraltar's Bubble or Rampart's Wall, the gas will not spread. And if the gas already is out, it will stop dealing damage on the safer side. Loot Marvins on Olympus are an excellent source of high-tier loot. Interact with them a little while after they wake up or in the brief moment between where the white smiley has left the screen and the blue one is about to appear to guarantee a purple drop. Now, who's saying that the house always wins? But of course, unlike counting cards, this one won't get you kicked out of a Vegas casino. You can break the Whistler's missile lock by getting behind cover, Bangalore Smokes, or Catalyst's Dark Veil for 3 seconds. Other than being kicked down, doors can be destroyed by Watson's fences, Rampart's ultimate, grenades, Fuse's knuckle cluster, Gibraltar's ultimate. I'm telling you now so you don't look like an idiot later. He doesn't know! He doesn't know! Let's go, baby! He doesn't know! Horizon's gravity lift can bend the trajectory of throwables and act as an ordnance defense system for a very short period of time. You can lower your reload time by a significant amount with 2 different techniques. The first technique is the tactical reload, where you only reload with 1 or more bullets left in the magazine, as this stops you from needing to do a rechambering animation. And the second one is something I called reload cancelling, where you will start a reload, wait until the ammo counter in the bottom right refreshes, and then quickly swap between your melee and back. Depending on the weapon and your sense of timing, these 2 methods alone can cut down your reload time by seconds. It also makes something as boring and dull as reloading a little bit more interactive with a fun minigame. As a Valkyrie, you can instantly activate your rockets to land behind you by running in one direction, and then as you keep running, look down and crouch, and then immediately jump and hit your tactical button. The timings do take a little while to get used to, so make sure to practice this in the firing range so you don't hit yourself when you try it out in a real game. Using a big heal takes 5 seconds, which is the same time it takes for your golden magazine to reload. Meaning that if you pop a battery or medkit as you have a weapon with a gold magazine, it will reload in the time it takes for the battery to finish. Now, if you're broke and you don't have a battery, but you still want to heal and reload at the same time, holster your weapon with the magazine and start using your cells in the meantime. Newcastle's castle wall consists of 9 segments, each with 750 health. And while this sounds like a lot, keep in mind that a segment can easily be broken by punching it twice. Just make sure to wait 30 seconds after it's been placed so you don't electrocute yourself. Despite its very misleading name, it takes 105 seconds or a little over 1.5 minutes for an Octane to fully heal up using the passive regeneration from Swift Mend. Wraith cannot run through doors when in face. If you're fighting a Wraith who tries to face away from the fight by heading through a door, just close it in her face. Try facing away from this, you stupid bitch. There are 2 settings that every Apex player should turn off. First, there's the FOV ability scaling, which by default makes your field of view vary when using certain abilities like Bloodhound's ultimate or Octane's stim, which in turn makes it a lot more difficult to consistently hit your shots. And then there's the death box close when taking damage, which makes you stop looting a death box the second you get shot at. Keeping this setting on will make it near impossible to quickly grab an armor swap in a pinch, and is one of the first settings I always want to turn off. Watson's defensive pylon can heal 250 health per pylon, split up between all the players to get within its range. Keep in mind, this does not just apply to your teammates, but any players, including enemies within its range as well. If you enjoyed this video and you got this far, you should definitely hit the subscribe button. You can attach a heat shield to the bottom of a trident by placing it on this lip. This makes the heat shield stay with the trident and lets you drive through the ring like the filthy rat that you are. Bangalore Smoke disables aim assist on a target, even if they're visible through scanning abilities or digital threats. For Wraiths, the speed bonus when placing portals does not stack with Into the Void speed bonus, so for the love of God, stop wasting it thinking you'll run faster. If Pathfinder grapples an enemy, both Pathfinder and the enemy will be pulled into each other. But unlike the enemy, Pathfinder cannot shoot during the whole grappling animation, so that turns him into a really easy target. If Wraith starts her tactical, it can be cancelled during the wind-up animation by climbing against a wall. This is an expensive lesson that most Wraiths will make more than once in their lifetime. Using Octane's stim will completely remove slowdown effects like Bangalore's ultimate, Gibraltar's ultimate, or Watson's fences. If you're playing Rampart, you can actually holster your mobile Sheila by pressing the toggle firing mode button. This refunds the ultimate and gives you charge back based on how many bullets you had left in the magazine. Legends that can stack items, such as Fuse with his grenades or Watson with ultimate accelerants, will pick up 2 of these items at the cost of 1 when using Loba's Black Market. The same rule applies to players who have a golden backpack equipped and use Loba's Black Markets to pick up a big heal, such as a battery or a medkit, or a Phoenix kit, who will pick up 3 or 2 of these items instead of 2 or 1 respectively. Some weapons have pay-to-win skins, and some of which are actually craftable by using materials. I've made a whole video showcasing all the different pay-to-win skins in Apex, so make sure to check that out by clicking the video on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.